Black supremacy. And with this particular video, I want to talk about or show proof your government is aware of supernatural intelligence intervention on this planet. I want to use the shooting in Las Vegas, for example. A lot of people really analyzed that shooting situation. And we tried to figure out, was he from the left? Was he from the right? Was he a neo-Nazi? Was he a white supremacist? We was trying to figure out that where was he coming from with this? And we're baffled by how one man was able to pull all this off, get all those weapons into the hotel, and methodically pull all this off right under our noses, hiding in plain sight. We asked a lot of questions, but none of our questions are the same questions that the government is asking. Our government is now aware and has been aware of supernatural intelligence intervention and intervening in human affairs on this planet. If you look at how militarized they've become, the police department becoming more militarized, getting drones, helicopters, tanks. You think that they're preparing for terrorism. You think that they're preparing for complete disarray in the world and in the streets, anarchy and insurrections. This is what you think. And many of our conspiracy theorists have told us that they're preparing to march people in droves into the concentration camps, into FEMA. So you think this is what they're preparing for. These are the types of ideas that arise when you think about what your government is doing. But your government knows something that you don't know, that you're not open to and you're not aware of. And that is the presence of supernatural intelligence on this planet. Some will call it extraterrestrial, but that has been kind of played out. And that word has been kind of abused, because when we think extraterrestrial, we think something that's coming from outer space, and we limit it to a Martian movie. But this supernatural intelligence is yet non-physical or multidimensional, of another dimension that can manifest itself into this particular dimension. It can use other beings and entities as hosts, and it can embody and disembody entities on this particular planet. So it's not necessarily extraterrestrial or some aliens. We can speculate about these things, and we can say that this intelligence is coming from other planets and other spaces within the cosmos and traveling to this planet. But the truth is they're not so sure exactly where it's coming from, where its place of origin is. But they are aware of the phenomenon, and they have been preparing. They don't even know if the phenomenon is developing within human consciousness, that it's a byproduct of human evolution. They don't know where it's coming from, what the source is, but they're preparing for it, and they know that it exists. They're not getting tanks to put you in concentration camps. They're prepared for supernatural powers and forces that will operate on this planet, that will operate at higher levels of intelligence, and will amass more power in this physical reality than we have ever seen. They know such things exist. You think it's just in your movies, your science fiction movies. They question these things. They entertain these ideas, and they are preparing in front of your face. They've given you these conspiracy theories that you thought were insight into something that was deeper. But these conspiracy theories distracted you from what they really know without a fact is going on. They know about the paranormal and supernatural reality and the supernatural and paranormal possibilities of what could occur on this planet They know it at the Department of Homeland Security, the CIA, the FBI, and other intelligence groups are aware of this supernatural phenomenon, and they're preparing for it. The whole issue of climate change. You think climate change is their fear of the destruction of the planet, that the planet is going to be destroyed through global warming, and it's going to throw everything out and ultimately lead to the end of mankind. No. Their real fear of climate change, which is why they have created HAARP and other technologies in order to try to control the weather, because they know that with climate change can come something that could be activated within the DNA of man. Some type of supernatural and paranormal intelligence can be activated by climate change. That's their biggest fear of climate change, not the end of the world, but the end of the world as they know it, the end of a world that they can control, the end of the world of where their intelligence is supreme over everything and everybody. They fear the end of that world, and that world is coming soon, and they're preparing it everywhere they can. Their race to create artificial intelligence is to try to create an artificial intelligence that is so sophisticated that it will be a match for supernatural intelligence, that they're going to try to fight supernatural intelligence with artificial intelligence. This is their real fear. They're not worried about other entities coming from other planes and spaceships and spacecrafts. They worried about the individuals that are walking around on this earth like Paddock was in Las Vegas that pulled off that shooting at that hotel that shot 58 people and injured over 500 because some type of supernatural intelligence embodied this entity, and he pulled off a feat that leaves the highest levels of intelligence officers boggled. They fear that this phenomenon can happen in any human being at any time, that supernatural physical powers and that the exercising of supernatural intelligence can happen. And this is beyond regular and ordinary policing. This is beyond regular and ordinary law enforcement. This supersedes that. And they're preparing. And they have some inkling that this supernatural and paranormal intelligence can come from black people, that it's going to be in black people. So we think that, police brutality and all this deals with racial inequality and racial injustice, and they just hate black people and it's a perpetuation of slavery. No, they fear that this supernatural intelligence and this paranormal force will manifest in black people. They're pretty much solid that it has statistical probabilities of manifesting in someone that is melanated. They don't know at what time and what place or how. So every black person is a threat. Every black man is a threat, which is why a black man makes a simple move and he gets shot and riddled with bullets over 30 times. You have to ask, what are they afraid of? What are they so fucking afraid of to shoot an unarmed man 30 times? Why do they need the entire police department to deal with one particular person? Why do they have guns and tasers and weapons, but unarmed black men are a threat? Because they are aware of a paranormal and supernatural force and intelligence and power that can manifest within a black man at any time. Any black person is suspect to become a host through awakening their consciousness and activating their DNA. Any black man is a possibility of the manifestation and embodiment of these supernatural forces. And they have been preparing for this for a long time. The fear of the Black Messiah, as it was written by COINTELPRO and J. Edgar Hoover, all dealt with the fear of the manifestation of these supernatural forces and supernatural intelligence intervening in human affairs through black consciousness. They saw what we did in Kemet. They saw what we did in Egypt. They saw our ancient civilizations and our communication with higher spiritual and intelligent beings. They were already aware that we were doing this. They know that this is our nature and this is our true history of who we are. And they know at any time that we can tap back in, and that will be the immediate end of their society, and that their weapons and technologies and machinations that they have been using to oppress the masses of people, their systems and schemanologies that they have been using will be useless, will be rendered useless against supernatural and paranormal forces and intelligence that can manifest on this earth. They're trying everything they can. They don't hate you because you're black. They hate you because you are potentially a supernatural threat if you truly awaken and wake up. That's what I said with climate change. It's not about the planet changing. It's about how humans can be affected by changes in the planet that would throw off their control and monopolization of resources and of the population, of the general population. They know this. They're aware of this. You don't. They're not thinking about no FEMA camps and all that. If they put you in those camps, it's because they want to try to quarantine those who may have a potential or be inclined or prone to be activated by those supernatural forces. Bottom line, they fear that because these forces are so powerful, so intelligent, and so destructive that they're more dangerous than nuclear holocausts and natural disasters and plagues. They're aware of that. That's why they put more money into policing and into the military, into military intelligence, than they put into curing diseases, addressing catastrophes and disasters, disaster management. They put more into policing and into the military than they do that. As though they're waiting for Godzilla to show up on the scene. But Godzilla will show up on the scene. And it won't be Godzilla that you're looking for. It'll be Godzilla in human form, intervening. Supreme supernatural intelligence intervening in human form. Black supremacy. It's King Noble. Join my website, www.kingnobleuncensored.com. Donate. Don't hate.